Good afternoon, friends. Today we're working on the 1979 Shovelhead. Now, maybe you've been interested in replacing your oil pump and upgrading to an S&S oil pump. And with that, it does need some alterations to be done to the engine cases themselves. So today I'm going to walk you through the process of what needs to be done. Now, I've printed off my S&S guidebook, and this is for 1970 to 1980 engines. So 1970, 1980 only. I have to drill a valve relief hole. So with that, there's a jig. It's S&S part number 53-0013. This is the crankcase oil passage drill jig, and it's just a little mount like this, a little jig like this, and it's got a couple different holes in it. Now, this little guidebook here tells you specifically what you need to do. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the camera around, kind of show you the setup here, walk you through the process, and then get this thing going. In preparation for drilling through the engine cases, obviously this engine is together. I don't want to take everything apart, so I've gone ahead and I've stuffed a rag into the crankcase vent, and I've covered everything with painter's tape, and I'm hoping that this will work out well. So this will give me a little bit of a clean slate if I have to go ahead and clean anything out here. And what we're looking at is step number 3 here. Like I said, this is for 1970 to 1980 models only, is what it's saying. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to install this drill jig, and then I need a 1/8 inch drill bit, and we'll show you how to put this in and where it goes. This will require 2 1/4-20 bolts. So what we'll do is this is already marked on my jig. There's a little yellow line, and maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, I'm not sure, but we need this hole here to thread into that hole there. So I'm going to take my bolt, I'm going to thread that in place, and then this threads into the bottom one here. I probably could have got a little bit longer bolt and ran maybe a washer or some other stud, but I did not. So I'm going to snug this down. Now that drill jig is in place. Next, I'm going to lubricate the hole. So I'm going to go ahead here and I'm going to spray a little bit of PB Blast in the hole. This is what I have for a lubricant. I don't have anything else. And with that lubricated, we're going to start the drilling process. This is on kind of a strange angle here. We'll re-lubricate the hole. I'm actually going to clean off the bit. I'm going to try to pull out as much of the aluminum shavings as possible, so that way I'm not getting them into the crankcase. Okay, I've taken my time and I have slowly drilled through this engine case, obviously going in on an angle at this point here. And probably hard to see, but there's a small little hole right there. The next steps for me is to go ahead and clean this out a little bit. I do have some engine cleaner here, brake parts cleaner. I'm actually going to spray it through the hole. I took my time and went really slowly in here to make sure that I didn't protrude really quickly and push a bunch of metal shavings into the engine case. But I want to go ahead and I have a clean rag here, and I just want to wipe around the different spots in here and make sure that everything is clean and that I'm not introducing any metal into the engine itself. I'm going to go ahead and pull my rag real quick here. And as you can see, there's no metal shavings on that, so nothing got into the cavity here. And then doing a quick little inspection, I don't see anything in there. Lastly, on the outside here, I'm going to go ahead and loosen up my bolts. And I can take these out. And there's a little bit of metal shavings here, and I'll go ahead and gently wipe this stuff off, trying to clean this up very well. Being careful about where I'm putting extra metal shavings. We'll check the cavity here. We'll clean that out too. Making sure that all my passageways are clear. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to introduce any metal shavings into any spots here. I want to make sure everything is super clean. All right, we are at the spot now to start assembling the oil pump body. This is the outside, this is the inside that fits against the case here. I'm going to apply a little bit of assembly lube on the inside here for the gears to set into. I want to keep everything lubricated, and of course this will help some of it to stick. We'll apply a little more assembly lube on the outside here as well. When you're looking at these, there's a little dimple on the gear here. You're going to want to look for that. You'll need to remember where that's at, but first we need to slide this onto the shaft over that keyway. Then find our dimple, which the dimple's right there. Of course, with those two dimples, there's one on this gear, one on that gear, they need to line up. That's important. As you can see, the dimples are across from each other. Hopefully you can see that. There's one here, one here. They're right directly across from each other. So with those dimples lined up, we can put our gasket in place. In the reading, they recommend that you put these things on dry. I know I do have a little bit of assembly lube on the pump itself, but not a lot. I want to go ahead and I want to get some on the shaft here. This will help it to slide into the engine case properly. We'll go ahead and we'll put a couple of studs in place just to hold everything together, keep the gasket from moving too much. And again, looking at the outer gear, there's a dimple on the gear itself there, so we're going to rotate that just a little bit because there's a dimple on this gear, and again, we want those to line up. And as you can see, hopefully you can see, there's a dimple here, right here, there's a dimple right there. That lines both of those gears up. Those are aligned like they're supposed to per the manual. We'll go ahead and wipe the face just a little bit here. So I've taken the two outer studs here, and I'm holding the gasket in place with those studs. Now I'll take my outer cover and I'll slide this in place here. And then I'll take my last two studs and I'll start to thread those in place. And we'll go ahead and start tightening those up. Okay, if you have done like I have done and you've installed the oil pump, but you forgot to put the oil pump drive gear in place, you're going to have to go ahead and take everything apart. Unfortunately, it's what I did, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this back apart. And one of the things I did notice too is the new studs that I got with this are the wrong size. These things are huge. I mean, if I had put them in, they would have went right into the engine case. So I'm not sure what these are to, but they are not to this. So I'm going to go ahead and back this all out. We'll get her undone, unfortunately, and then I will put it back together properly. So I'm sure you probably can't see this, but I've gone ahead and wound this shaft around so I can get the oil pump gear keyway in place. So with that Woodruff key put in place, I'm going to try to back this out just a little bit and not lose any of my alignment if I can help it. Actually, I'm going to pull the key out, so we'll get the key all the way out. Looks like we'll have to slide the gear in place. Find the key slot on the end. So I'm not sure the exact best way to do this. I'm going to take the gear itself. I'm going to put a little bit of assembly lube in the keyway here, the key slot. I'm going to slide my Woodruff key in place. I'm going to use the assembly lube as almost like a glue to keep it in place and hope that that's going to hold. So I'm going to flip this. I'm going to dial the shaft itself a little further forward. Try to line everything up. Trying not to lose the gasket here, so I'm threading my top mount studs back in place. I do have this gear in place. I do have the keyway in there. The shaft is out a little bit, My goal is going to be to tap that in place. I think everything will stay, so we're going to give that a shot. All right, and then that mounts our oil pump gear drive into its proper location. I believe this will work. So I do have this in. I know I need to get my snap ring on the end there, but at least I have it in place. I believe I can put my oil pump drive gear in place with that. I might have to rotate the engine around to make that work. I know I need to get the key that goes in there. I don't have that, so I'm going to have to find one of those as well. We'll go ahead and snug these back up. All right, again, we'll take our gasket. I did tear the gasket, unfortunately, but we're going to take the gasket. We're going to hold it in place with the studs. I have the wrong studs, so those are the wrong ones. This is the right one. All right, lastly, we'll take our snap ring pliers here and we'll put our snap ring in place. Should be able to get this in nicely. Well, friends, that's it for today's video. Now I know this is a little bit of a struggle here. I did a couple things wrong, so unfortunately I had to go back and redo things. But sometimes that's the name of the game. You know, learning comes with failing, and sometimes failing leads to great experiences and learning something new. Now I didn't fail epically. I put the part in wrong, and obviously I didn't put the oil pump drive gear into the cam chest the way I should have, so I did need to pull the oil pump again to put it back in place and have it done properly. The scary part about doing this is drilling the cases. Now, I took my time with this and I went slow, and I actually went through 2 drill bits. I did bend the other one. I dropped the drill, unfortunately, and that's the kind of day that I'm having. I dropped the drill right on the floor, bent the bit, so I had to get another bit and start drilling again. But once I got through the engine case on the other side, I didn't have a bunch of material go into the cam chest, and that was what I was trying really hard to prevent. So taking my time, keeping the hole cleared, lubricated, and everything helped. And of course, taping up the holes inside of the cam chest kept everything from getting shavings inside if there would have been any. I was able to clean everything out easily and then put the oil pump body on. Now, this is something that you do for 1970 to 1980 Shovelhead engines, and there's a good step-by-step process in the manual here. And of course, now you've seen it firsthand in this video. Of course, I've got a lot left to do on this engine. I've got parts on order. The retainer clip for the oil pump gear, the spring clip did break. I did snap it. I did bend a cheap one that I already had, and of course I put another one in that was way better quality. So those are one of the things you're going to want to have a quantity of on hand. If you're going to do a lot of engine building or repairs or whatnot, it's nice to buy these things in bulk. I bought a 12-pack last time, so I do have them on hand to go ahead and replace them. With the oil pump installed, I'm ready to continue with assembling this engine. So I'll have future videos coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. Of course, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit that subscribe button. If you want to see this thing come together, you're not going to want to miss out. Of course, if you've got questions or comments, if you see something on here that maybe you have a question about or something maybe I've done wrong and you want to comment on, please drop it in that comment section below. I definitely enjoy the conversation, and many of you do comment on my videos, and I definitely am very grateful for that. Love talking to all of you, and it's been a lot of fun. I've learned a lot of things. I've talked about many of things, and I hope to continue to do so. Well, friends, if you like the video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. That's it for me. I'll catch you next time.